Welcome back to Pace Law Firm, paceimmigration.com. Talking once again with Director of Immigration Jim Metcalfe. Jim, it's been a little while. We're going to do a little update on the ever-constant change. If there's one constant, it's change, I guess, with immigration.
I have never in my life seen so many changes in immigration programs and activities as I have in the last 2 years. It's a phenomenal, it's a sea change, for lack of a better word, that has really reshaping not only who comes to Canada, but how they come, and also in processing as well.
Right. Let's talk about the parent and grandparent visa. I know that we've had some hits on the website for that, hits on the Facebook page. That's a pretty big change, isn't it? Because wasn't that, it was basically stuck in limbo for a while.
Well, several years ago, the government shut down taking new applications because they had a horrendous backlog that went on for 5 to 7 years. And so if somebody wanted to sponsor their parents, they had to wait 7 years before they even got an acknowledgement of their application to sponsor. And then it took 2 or 3 years afterwards. So you're looking at probably anywhere from a 7 to 10 year basis to have your parents come with you, Canada.
Right.
So the government stopped taking in new applications, cleared up the backlog. I saw one report where they're anticipating 50,000 landings of parents and grandparents and dependents next year, because that's when the big bubble will be coming through the system.
50,000.
50,000. They've eliminated this backlog. It was a tremendous backlog, which people were files were being stored. Nothing was happening. But I think the government has come to the realization you cannot create these backlogs, because it really has problems for managing, for complaints, for everything. Now they're saying in 2014 we're going to accept 5,000 new applications for parents and grandparents, but they've also put a limit on the number of dependent children that can come forward by putting an upper age limit of 18 on accompanying dependents. So no longer will you see 25, 26, and 27-year-old siblings coming to join their relatives in Canada being brought by parents who in some cases had no intention of ever coming to Canada in the first place, but were coming for the sake of their children.
I understand. Okay.
So it was a big sea change, and I think the government has got a good handle on it, combined with also the super visa, which came in 2 years ago. And a lot of people are opting for that because people, it gives them the flexibility to come and go as they please.
Quick description of the super visa for people who don't know what it is.
Super visa is if you have parents or grandparents who want to come to Canada, if they're you can be sponsored for that visa by parents. If you have health insurance, you'll get a 10-year visa, which allows you to stay in Canada up to 2 years. So you can shuttle back and forth, which a lot of people want to do in any event. I think it was a good move. I've had no complaints about it. It seems to be, I think I saw a figure that 98% of all people who apply for super visas get them.
Wow.
And so that's
huge.
It is. It's incredible. Right. But I think the government has made a good move in that. Whoever dreamed up the program had the right idea for a change.
It's good somebody was dreaming of good things, I guess.
That's right. Yes. But they had to have an answer. What are we going to do with all these parents who want to come and visit their children? They don't necessarily want to come for permanent residence. They want to come to spend some time. Mm-hmm. I can't see anybody coming to, particularly on a day like this, really understanding what winter is like in Canada. Yeah. If you're 60, 75 years old and you've been raised in the tropics or the subtropics, I would think that you're going to live out the days of your life there. But it's always good to be able to come without having to worry about lining up for a visa every year and going through the torturous questions that may be asked, what your intentions are. So I think that was a very, very good move on the part of the government.
Nice. Last business stuff. What's going on with that? I know we do have someone going out to Bangladesh, and we have stuff going on in Egypt. There's all kinds of things happening.
Well, Pace Law Firm tries to concentrate on business immigration. We use existing programs. The most, I wouldn't say the most popular one right now is the Quebec Immigrant Investor Program, whereby an individual can loan the government of Quebec $800,000 for 5 years and qualify for permanent residence. It looks good on the if you read the front cover, but there's an awful lot of issues with details. It's an oversubscribed program. We're fortunate that during the last go around in August, the Quebec government indicated they were going to take 1,750 new applications, 1,200 from China, Taiwan, and Hong Kong, and 550 from the rest of the world.
Okay.
We didn't have any Chinese applications. We had 7 applications from what we would call the rest of the world, and we were fortunate enough to have all 7 of them pre-selected and moving forward. So we tend to concentrate or go to areas where other people don't go. We're very active in Egypt and to a lesser extent in the Gulf. We're very active in Nigeria. Thank you for prompting me on that. Nigeria. Too much goes through my mind on an average day.
You've got a lot of countries with a lot of pins.
And we started in French West Africa, notably in Senegal and Cote d'Ivoire, as Quebec is now giving preference to French-speaking business people. So we've got a team. Team just came back from there. They'll be going back in February. In addition, we're trying to promote our services in Bangladesh and to a lesser extent, not to a lesser extent, and also in Pakistan, where we have a very active employee of ours who understands the programs.
Okay, good. Thanks, Jim. Anything else? Anything pressing? Anything?
No. Apart from that, I wish everybody a safe and happy Christmas and a prosperous 2014.
Nice. We'll talk to you in January. We'll get caught up, see what's happened in the coming month. Besides that, you yourself have a Merry Christmas, Happy New Year as well.
Thank you very much. Feliz Navidad.
Feliz Navidad.